So, hello, Peter. Can you start by introducing yourself, please?
My name is Peter Hammarstedt. I'm the Director of Campaigns for Sea Shepherd Globe, and sometimes I have the incredible privilege of captaining our ships at sea.
So, you spend 110 days on the sea to chase the thunder. Can you tell me a little bit more about that campaign or like that mission, please?
The Thunder was the most notorious illegal fishing vessel in the world. This was a ship that was wanted by the International Criminal Police Organization, Interpol, a ship that was blacklisted by several countries, and a ship that had made an illicit profit of 60 million euros in its 10-year poaching career. We decided that the best way to shut them down was to essentially do a citizen's arrest. If we could find them down in the Antarctic, we could then follow them wherever they went until someone somewhere would take over that arrest from us. We would be able to provide real-time intelligence to the police saying, this is where this ship is, right here, right now, come and arrest this ship. The chase lasted 110 days, crossing 3 oceans and 11,000 nautical miles, until finally the captain, unable to shake us as his pursuers, decided to sink his own ship to destroy the evidence on board. The Sea Shepherd crews rescued the crew of the Thunder. We handed them over to the authorities in Sao Tome and Principe, a small island country in the Gulf of Guinea. And the captain and 2 of his officers were ultimately sentenced to prison, terms of 3 years. So it was a big success. And within the fight for illegal fishing, you'll find that successes are few and far between.
Yes.
So the fact that not only did this vessel never fish again, but the captain and crew were successfully prosecuted was a big win.
And another question about the mission. You've been in Antarctica, and what's your main mission there?
Well, I spent 15 years down in the Antarctic chasing Japanese whaling ships. We shut down whaling in the Southern Ocean, then chasing illegal fishing boats like the Thunder. We shut down illegal fishing down in the Antarctic. But there's a new threat to whales, and it isn't whaling, it isn't illegal fishing. It's this new, large, industrialized fishing operation that targets krill, this small shrimp-like crustacean that's the primary food source for whales. You've got 12 massive super trawlers, each one of them with a fish hold the size of 2 Olympic-sized swimming pools, dragging nets big enough to swallow a jumbo jet, and they're taking the very food source from whales. So we go down to the Antarctic to expose those operations and to build an international movement toward establishing more marine protected areas down in the Antarctic that shut off the Southern Ocean to fishing.
From your point of view, how is the global situation for our ocean? Are you like optimistic about that, or?
The oceans are in a dire state. So the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization believe that 90% of the world's fisheries are either fully exploited or overexploited. You have an area like the Mediterranean where there's only 10% the amount of fish that there was 50 years ago. 1/3 of shark species are now endangered. Driving overfishing, however, is illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. 1 out of 5 fish is caught illegal. And it's our position that we can really relieve some of these overfishing pressures if we're able to help to enforce the laws that already exist. It's a massive task to protect the oceans, but I feel incredibly hopeful knowing what we've been able to do locally and regionally. So working with partners in countries like Liberia and Gabon in West Africa, we've been able to shut down illegal fishing in Liberia and Gabon. If we can do it there, we can do it in the Gulf of Guinea. If we can do it there, we can do it all around the African continent. And that gives me hope that we can shut down illegal fishing globally.
What can we do to protect the ocean, to help to preserve the marine life and the ocean for the next year or the future?
I think a lot of ocean issues occur because the oceans are out of sight and out of mind for most people.
Yes.
But it's very much in sight, in the sight and in the mind of the diving community, of the sailing community. These are genuine ocean lovers. But it's not enough to just love a place. You have to protect what you love. And so my message to anybody who has the ocean as their passion is to look at how they can give back to this area that gives them so much joy.
And if you have like a message to give the world, to spread around the world, to protect the oceans? Well, what will it be? What can you say to people to like inspire them to fight and to protect these beauties?
Well, when I joined Sea Shepherd, I joined at the age of 18. So I've been with Sea Shepherd for almost 22 years. And I joined with a bit of a youthful naivety that one person can save the entire world.
Yes.
And I remember my first campaign, we came across an illegal long line and we pulled up about 8 kilometers of this long line and thousands of hooks. And I remember holding one of these hooks in my hand thinking, okay, here we are pulling up 8 kilometers, but there's enough long line being set any one night to wrap around the circumference of the earth 500 times. Here we are pulling up 8 kilometers. But holding that one hook in my hand, I realized, okay, well, this one hook is not going to kill a sea turtle or a shark or an albatross this night. And to think that that doesn't make a difference is incredibly human-centered, because it made all of the difference for that one animal that would have died had we not pulled that long line out of the sea. And so I learned that, okay, one person can't save the entire world, but one person can save the entire world for one individual animal.
Yes.
And so I think we should never be too confronted by the scale of the problem, which is so large. We have to recognize the value of every seemingly small action that makes a massive impact on the animals we need to protect.
Yes. So thank you very much for the time you take, and thank you for the work you've been doing for 22 years with Sea Shepherd and maybe even before. But thank you very much for all the time you take.
Well, thank you so much. And it's this incredible support we get from the diving community here in Switzerland and from the Geneva Ocean Academy that helps make this work possible. So we're in it together. These are the successes that we share. So thank you.
Thank you very much.